Okay, dear student, today we are going to discuss about the topic digestion. So, digestion digestion and absorption very important for your uh, class 11th and also for the NEET examination. So those are the NEET aspirants, they must go through this topic, and mostly that 2 to 3 questions definitely come from your NEET exam. So digestion, what is the meaning of digestion? Digestion means breakdown of large food molecules. Large food molecules. So, बच्चों, in the large food molecules like biomolecules, when you eat the food in the raw form, what it contain? Carbohydrate, fat, protein, nucleic acid, and minerals and nutrients. So breakdown of large food molecules into the simpler absorbed form, that is known as digestion. So like you know that carbohydrate is made up of sugar. Different sugar molecules are combined together, they form carbohydrate. Like if single sugar, the simplest form monosaccharide, two that is disaccharide, and many sugar come together, that is called polysaccharide. So carbohydrate simply break down into the monosaccharide, very important, and that fat, that is simply break down into the fatty acid and glycerol, and protein is a chain of polypeptide, so it can simply break down into the amino acids, that 20 amino acids, they combine together and form a polypeptide chain, and that form a protein. And nucleic acid, that is DNA and RNA, that is made up of nucleotides, and then with these nucleotides they break into nucleoside and sugar and phosphate. So that is their simpler form, sugar and phosphate. So this is known as digestion, breakdown of large food molecules into the simpler form. Clear to all? Carbohydrate, simpler, that is monosaccharide like glucose, fat into the fatty acid and glycerol, protein, amino acid, and nucleic acid, that is into the sugar and phosphate. So that is their simpler form. Next we move how the digestion occur in human being. So when you human digestive system, when you see the human digestion, that contain alimentary canal start from the oral cavity or mouth and ends with anus or the posterior parts. So human digestion, with see the structure. This is the structure of human digestive system. So this is human digestive system. Discuss one by one. So this human digestion start from the mouth or oral cavity. This is mouth, this is oral cavity, okay, this is pharynx, esophagus, stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine. This is rectum. Okay. So this is the general figure of human digestion. We discuss one by one. Digestion starts from the mouth. From where? Mouth. Digestion is two type. That is known as chemical digestion and physical digestion. Are also known as mechanical digestion. So in the mechanical digestion, there is a role of teeth, role of tongue and peristaltic movement, and the chemical digestion, the role of enzymes. Different types of enzymes that break down into the large food molecules into the simpler form. Enzyme known as the biocatalyst, which increase the rate of reaction by breakdown of the molecules into the simpler form without consume in the reaction. That is called biocatalyst. So different types of enzyme that play role in the digestive system. We discuss one by one, very important for the NEET exam. First we discuss about the mouth. So mouth having tongue, salivary glands, frenulum, papilla, teeth, different. So when you discuss teeth, so in the human teeth, the formula that is 21-23 and 21-23. First one, that is teeth. So there is four different types of teeth. That dentition is known as heterodont. What is called heterodont? Heterodont means different types of teeth that is present in human, that is called heterodont dentition. First one, that is incisor, canine, premolar and molar. This is upper jaw, this one is lower jaw. Half of upper jaw and half of lower jaw into two. Okay, half portion of upper jaw and half portion of lower jaw. So incisor, canine, premolar and molar. The total number of teeth 60 into 2, total 32. That is adult dental formula. So that if you say in the child, infant, that is 2102 into 2. That is adult dental formula, very important. Incisor, canine, premolar and molar. So premolar are absent in the infant, means child, and last molar are also absent. Last molar means that is called wisdom teeth. अक्लदार जिसको कहते हैं विजडम टीथ, वो भी बच्चों में एब्सेंट होता है. तो दैट इज डेंटल फार्मूला ऑफ चाइल्ड 2102 and 2102. So if there is a question which teeth are absent in the child, so you have to give the answer, that is premolar and last molar, that is absent in the child. So that is a dental formula of child. So number of teeth is there, if you count, means that is 4, 2 and that is 4 into 2. Total number of teeth when you count 10, 20. Okay, so 20 teeth grow twice in a life. जब एक बार ये टीथ बच्चों में टूट जाएंगे तो दोबारा ये टीथ ग्रो करेंगे. और जो 12 टीथ होंगे, 12 जो टीथ होंगे, जीरो तो यहाँ पे एब्सेंट है और एक यहाँ पे, तो 2 2 4 एंड 4 यहाँ एब्सेंट है और 1 यहाँ एब्सेंट है 2, तो टोटल 6, 6 into 2 12, 12 teeth grow once in a life. So very important question, how many teeth are grow twice in a life? Twice, 2 times, so that is 20. Okay, correct answer. And how many teeth grow once in a life? That is 12. Clear? And which teeth are absent? Premolar and last molar. Clear to all? Very important for your NEET exam. So that is a dental formula, and that type of teeth is called heterodont. If you discuss the type of dentition, humans are thecodont. Thecodont. Thecodont means the teeth are embedded in the socket of jaw. Socket of jaw. That type of dentition is called thecodont. And they are diphyodont. Diphyodont means teeth are grown twice in a life. So twice we discussed, 20 teeth are twice in a life and 12 are once in a life. That's why they are called diphyodont. So that is all about the teeth. And the teeth having a twist origin, that is enamel and dentine. Enamel and dentine. Enamel is outer hardest known covering, that is ectoderm in origin. What the origin of this enamel? Ectoderm, very important. And the dentine is mesoderm. What the origin? Mesodermal. There is a three germ layer, na? Ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. First ectoderm is developed, then endoderm is developed, and then last development is mesoderm. So enamel is ectodermal in origin and the dentine is mesodermal in origin. Okay, so that is the teeth. And different teeth having different structure and different function. Like incisor having cutting, canine having pointed structure, the tearing, and premolar, and that have been the chewing, and the molar mastication because surface area is large. So that is different structure of the teeth. Next we going to the, when we discuss the mouth, so there is a different glands. What different glands are present? These glands is known as salivary glands. What is called? Salivary glands. So how many pairs of salivary gland is there? There is a 3 pairs of salivary gland. 3 pairs. What the name of the salivary gland? Parotid, submaxillary, also known as submandibular, and lingual. So the beta parotid है, that is largest salivary gland located in the cheek region. Submaxillary, submandibular below the jaw, and sublingual is below the tongue region. So these are the 3 pairs of salivary glands present in the human being. Very important. One question mostly come from the exam. These salivary gland, what the function of these glands? These salivary glands secrete what? Saliva. What they secrete? Saliva. Saliva having different component, different composition. Saliva also contain mucus, also contain enzyme, and also contain lysozyme. So that mucus help in the lubrication. What the function? Lubrication, provide lubrication, and helping in the making the food moist, and helping the formation of bolus. What is the mean of bolus? When we taking the food, it goes into the mouth and mix with the mucus, that form a bowl like structure, that is called bolus. Very important. and the enzyme that is called salivary amylase, and the lysozyme. What is the salivary amylase function? Salivary amylase is the enzyme which activate in the pH 6.8. Very important. That is the optimum pH. Optimum. Every enzymes and protein are required for the optimum pH and temperature for their highest activity. That activity is known as their optimum activity. So if you increase the temperature, then maybe enzyme are denatured. The bonds are break down and the enzyme function are decrease. If you lowering the temperature, enzyme are inactive. So it required optimum pH and temperature. For the salivary amylase, it may be 6.8. So what is the function of this salivary amylase? It's help in this salivary amylase help in the digestion of starch into the maltose. So what that starch, when you taking the bread, roti, that starch is a polysaccharide. Large sugar, many sugar molecules are come together and form the starch. It break into the disaccharide. Disaccharide, that is di means two sugar comes together that form a disaccharide. In the between the disaccharide, their glycosidic bond are present. So that is breakdown in 30% of digestion of starch occur in the mouth. That is the function of mucus and that is the function of salivary amylase. Lysozyme, very important. It gives antibacterial activity. What activity? Antibacterial. Antibacterial means it helps to kill the bacteria. Kill the bacteria. That is called antibacterial activity. And some of the active ions, sodium, potassium, chloride, bicarbonate also present in the this saliva, but mostly that mucus and lysozyme and salivary amylase. So that the function of salivary gland and the presence of saliva. Okay, each and every point very important. Now, from the mouth, food where it go? Now the digestion is here. The starch digested start from the mouth into the maltose and the mucus also secreted. It goes into the pharynx. Pharynx, that is common passage both food and air, because the nasal cavity and oral cavity both are open into the pharynx. So that is known as both common passage for both food and air. And below the pharynx there is epiglottis which prevent the food into the glottis. Okay, cartilaginous structure which prevent the food into the glottis. When the food from the pharynx goes into the esophagus, there is esophagus, long pipe like structure which also known as food pipe. What is called food pipe? So in the food pipe there is no digestion, but there is a movement of the food. How? That movement is known as peristalsis. Peristalsis. A peristaltic movement also. So how this peristaltic movement is done? Because in all the alimentary canal there is a smooth muscles are present. So smooth muscles, there is a four layer in the alimentary canal: serosa, muscularis, submucosa and mucosa. So there is a peristaltic movement due to the contraction and relaxation of longitudinal and circular muscles present in the mucosal layer, present in the muscularis layer, which help in the movement of the bolus. Okay, that movement is called peristalsis. Okay, peristaltic movement due to the contraction and relaxation. After the peristalsis, when the food are goes from the esophagus to where it goes into the stomach. Where it goes? Stomach. Now the food is goes into the stomach. The stomach having different reason. So there is a sphincter that is called gastroesophageal sphincter. There is a gastroesophageal sphincter which guarded the entry of food into the stomach. Very important. Also known as cardiac sphincter. So now the food goes into the stomach. Where it go? Stomach, guarded by the gastroesophageal sphincter. Now that stomach is a sac-like bag-like structure which stored the food for 4 to 5 hours. How many hours? 4 to 5 hours stored in